It's Hilly and Hard.
You know, as somebody who has dealt with enough seagulls in his life, I don't find this fun or encourage it at all. Seagull Screeching Championship. They held that in a town in Belgium. They had more than 70 competitors for this thing. You got to sound like a seagull. That's the whole idea. Screech like one.
The whole idea is to improve the seagull's public image.
Right, because it is pretty bad. Rightfully so.
They say seagulls usually viewed negatively. Nobody has anything nice to say to them. They're like, but hey, you know, when you're on vacation, you remember the sea and you remember hearing the seagulls. So just trying to make it a little bit more of a positive experience.
Yeah, I remember the seagulls all gathering around in gangland style around my blanket trying to get my food from the beach. That's what I remember about seagulls.
Oh, so they're like the Kevin Hilly of the air, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's Hilly and Hard.
There's a Guinness World Record for darn near everything, and this one just blows my mind. Credit card collecting. Have you ever heard about
People
this?
who collect credit cards? No, I haven't.
Well,
which doesn't sound like a good avocation, by the way, either. But,
here's the deal. To qualify for the title, all your credit cards have to remain active and usable, to qualify for the title. Well, a man in India has done it. He's claimed the Guinness World Record. We're talking 1,638 valid credit cards.
Gosh, that's dangerous.
That's bonkers.
What kind of fees does this guy have?
I have no idea, but I mean, think about it. He is using all of those cards to qualify for the title.
And how do you keep track of them?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, congratulations, sir.
We think?
Well, yeah, it's got to say, hope you're handling that crippling debt all right.
Enjoy.
Most inductee in the World Video Game Hall of Fame is Angry Birds. My wife loves Angry Birds.
She really does.
In fact, our kids text her or tell her from time to time, hey, Mom, 2000 called. They want their video game back. She, you know, I know people have moved on to other things. She doesn't, it doesn't matter. We'll be sitting there watching TV. She's got her phone out and she's playing Angry Birds, man.
She's good at it.
Yeah, and she's gotten like high scores. In fact, she's in like a nickname on there, and they gave it to her, Crash.
Oh, wasn't that sweet?
And we sit there, she goes, "Ooh, wait a minute! If I get a few more, I'm in second place. Hang on, you know, like that." I mean, she's very serious about her Angry Birds. You know, so 5 billion downloads worldwide. My wife is one of them.
That's awesome.
You know, honey, Angry Birds can thank you for now being in the Video Game Hall of Fame.
I wonder when they're going to send her a jacket now that they've made it to the World Video Game Hall of Fame.
Pope Leo I think he's 14th, is from Chicago originally. He's the first American Pope.
Yeah.
And he decided he needed to change his phone number and address with his bank.
Okay.
So he calls the bank in Chicago. First of all, when you're the Pope, aren't there people to do this for you?
You would think.
Why is he picking up the phone to do this, you know?
Maybe he had nothing else to do.
I guess, but he needed to get it done. So he's talking to the bank representative, and he answers the security questions correctly, and then he says, hey, I want to change my phone number and my address, and she says, well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do that in person at a local branch. We don't do that over the phone. So he says, would it help if I told you that I'm the Pope? To which she hung up. She hung up on the Pope.
She wouldn't believe in that.
No, well, in all fairness, I mean, if you're talking to somebody and they say, hey, I'm the Pope,
right,
you're going to be like, yeah, okay, well, I'm Peter Pan, but you still have to come into the branch, okay?
Well, it's not like the caller ID, popped up.
That's Pope John.
Yeah, exactly.
Pope
Italy.
Leo. Right. But so anyway, so then he gets a priest friend of his from, the College of Cardinals or whatever, to call that place. And they said, well, sorry. He's talking to the bank president at this point. Bank president says, well, sorry, but you still have to come in. That's our rule. You can't do it over the phone. To which the priest says, well, I guess the pontiff is going to have to do his banking elsewhere. And then finally the bank relented. They said, okay, well, we're going to make an exception this one time. So apparently the Pope was able to change his information over.
Oh, sure. Make an exception for the Pope. But if I call next week, I'm going to get the runaround.
Try saying you're the Pope. See what happens.
I'll do my best.
It's Hilly and Hard.
You know, I've said for years that the English language, being such a rich language, it is full of words that we never use.
Yeah.
And that are just waiting to be used. And I think it shows not a lot of intelligence when all people can do is swear, especially when it comes to insults and whatnot. We dug up a few possibilities for you to use instead, because as soon as you use this word at somebody, it's going to catch them off guard. They're going to be like, sorry, what? What did you call me? Or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
For instance, you can tell somebody, get away before I bescumber you. I'm sorry, before you what? Bescumber you. To spray with poo.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I I must admit that is a new one for me, but I'm going to put that in my back pocket for when I need it.
I kind of dig caca fuego. A
Yes.
swaggering braggart or boaster.
He's such
Such a caca fuego.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, listen, don't be such a ninny hammer. I'm sorry, what did you... And I said you're a ninny hammer. A fool or a silly person.
Hey, this is one of my favorite. Hilly has Hersismus, offensive armpit odor. That's fun.
It really is.
Hersismus.
So there you go. Take these, use them as you will.
Yeah.